Natural Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great this evening, this Saturday evening. For those of you who end up watching at this time, and for others of you who watch at a later time, I hope you're just doing great in general. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and I hope you like what you see here and decide to hit that like button and the subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. For those of you who have been rocking with your girl for a bit, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. Alright, so without further ado, keeping the intro short and sweet. This is a collective message for those that end up watching this. Keep in mind that because it is a collective, some messages will resonate and some messages will not. So with that said, just, bear that in mind. If messages are not really resonating, you can always click off or, check out other videos that might have a message that's specifically for you. But yes, so this is a collective and we are going to be looking into some blessings that could be potentially coming towards you guys, as well as things just to be on the lookout for in the process of awaiting some of those blessings that are about to start coming towards you. So with that said, I've already cleansed the space and I'm hoping that, hey Lovey, what's up girl? My girl, the Phoenix Priestess here, my bestie, my soulmate. Definitely check my girl out. She is available for personal readings, so check my girl out for sure. That's somebody I go to for guidance, so just saying, just putting that out there. But yes, so yeah, so like I said, this reading is going to be geared towards seeing like the blessings that are about to start coming in, as well as anything that might be happening behind the scenes that you guys need to be aware of, that it's always good to be prepared as opposed to ill prepared, right? Just to be mindful of all the different energies that are around us. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit, aka shuffle these cards. The deck is way too big. This card wanted to come out. I don't know what it says, but we'll read it in a second. I'm just kind of shuffling a little bit. The deck is too many cards. It's like over 100 cards in this thing. My hands are too small for that. So yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what's going on with the collective. What do they need to know? Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective energy. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good when it comes to this time during their journey and the blessings that are coming in towards them, as well as the things that they should just be aware of as well. Anything behind the scenes, so on and so forth. Clearest and most accurate messages, please and thank you. All right, so I feel these cards here. Alright, so first card that it basically flew out of the bag. It says bird perched, waiting for news package or letter. So there might be something going to come in the form of mail. I just heard those of you who might be 80s and 90s babies, I just heard Blue's Clues. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to well mail. So there might be some type of package coming towards you guys, some type of news. It might come in different forms. So pay attention to the mail, pay attention to email, pay attention to text messages, things like that. So we have other cards that, came in as a clump of cards. I have no idea what they say yet. So let's start looking. Okay, we have older woman. Dealings or relationship with an older woman. So it could be regarding something, it might be some type of news regarding something about an older woman, like a mother, grandmother, an aunt, something like that, a boss who is an older woman, so on and so forth. Let's see what else we got. Diamond. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. Interesting. Very interesting. So I like that. For somebody, it might be a piece of jewelry from an older woman, like an inheritance or something like that. Interesting. My nose is itching. For some of you, this could be something that's more like there's something that happened already that's kind of trickling in, even in the current energy. I'm getting something like that. So for some of you, this is long awaited news that you've been just You know, kind of like, you know it's coming, you're just like waiting for it to happen type of thing. We also have heart. Love, deep affection, and caring. Interesting. This woman, this older woman, might be somebody who's like near and dear to your heart. Beetle, good fortune. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. And torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So for somebody, you might, for someone, it could be kind of like a figurative thing, like the torch is being passed on to you, maybe from like a matriarch of the family type of thing. You're learning new details and stuff about how to kind of move in your lineage. I'm like having a hard time getting words. I'm getting like not choked up per se, but like I'm not sure if there was like a severance of ties when it comes to you and a person, like in terms of communication. I'm getting something like that, and that's maybe why I'm having a hard time getting the words out. For some of you, this could be like an ancestor. That might be why this is like kind of a pressing kind of thing for someone. Not sure yet, but like I said, keep in mind this is a collective message. For other people, I got another message too. If it's not like a family matter, this could also be like, I'm getting for somebody, this seems pretty specific too. It could be work related. There could be like a older person that you work for or under who's about to be giving you some type of news when it comes to um, perhaps a promotion. You might have been at this place for a long time. Somebody could be retiring at like a place that you've been working at for a while or something like that, and like you might be getting their role, or it's just you've learned a lot from this person and they're going to continue to kind of give you some I saw something like flash in the corner of my eye. There's nothing there. That was weird. Excuse me. So I'm getting more than one message here, obviously, because it is a collective. So take the messages as they resonate and leave the rest behind. Let's see. All right. But yeah, I keep hearing the word stifle. I don't know where that is. Stifle. I also heard silence, you fools. Is that from like a movie or something? And if it is, let me know in the comment section. I don't know if it's from a movie or not. I feel like it is, but even if it is, I'm not sure offhand what movie it's from. I feel like it's from one of those like old like a medieval or like a magic movie type of thing. I don't know what that's from. Silence, you fools. Like witches or something, medieval times. Like I'm getting some really weird messages. All right, guys. So got another clump of cards that came out together. So let's see what these cards are. We have hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. So you guys need to do some resting. I get it. Trust me. I need some rest my damn self. I gotta definitely start resting a little bit the next few days because I go back to work on Tuesday. Not really ready, but at least summertime is kind of fun. It's not as structured, so you know, just keep the kids fed and happy. They'll be just fine. A lot of movies on Disney Plus. They will be okay. Water play outside. Make sure I, get the right clothes for that. What else we got here? Rainbow. The most difficult part of the situation is over. So I'm hearing like rest assured. Like this might have been like a trying time for some of you. This might be like, I heard Rainbow Bridge. Interesting. Ironically enough, my grandmother might be here right now because she lived on Rainbow Road, or off of Rainbow Road here in Bridgeport. Like you have to go through Rainbow Road to get to her house. It was like in a cul-de-sac. Yeah, but the name of the street is Sunshine Circle in Bridgeport, North End. So my grandmother might be here right now too. But I'm getting like rest assured, like there's some type of knowledge or something being passed on to you guys some type of way for somebody, you know. But for others, it's just like I said, like there was definitely something like that was difficult happening in your life, and things is that is not proper English. Things are about to start looking up. So make sure that you're also taking care of your physical vessel, though. That's been a theme a lot, just in general. Something might have happened in February for somebody. February might be very significant, birthdays or anniversaries of something. Let me know if that resonates with anybody. Or things that happened maybe in like colder months. Interesting. I also just I heard Icebox by Omarion. So I don't know if you guys are just feeling kind of cold hearted. Ironically, I placed that card right next to that heart card from before, so maybe like you're blocked. Well, this seems like a little more specific for somebody, but like I got this ice box where my heart used to be. Like some of y'all might be just feeling like closed off emotionally, and maybe part of that might be because you still have some healing to do, working on yourself, things like that. My son just texted me saying he misses me. Aw, I miss you too, kiddo. My baby. Um, we have candle here. You will be shown the way. Ironically, I just lit a few candles before I started the reading. Um, I just felt drawn to do so. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just burn some sage or Palo Santo, whatever, spray some, essential oils over myself, that type of thing. But I felt guided this evening to light a candle. So some of you might, want to light some candles for some reason, whether it's for manifestation purposes or communication with somebody, um, or even if it's just for your own sense of relaxation at this time. I know I definitely resonate with the idea of just using them for, just relaxing. I love to just look at the flame. I I am a fire sign after all. Looking at the flame, and I like candles that smell really nice. But then sometimes, and I actually like told myself, because I was like clearing off my altar, and I need to buy another one of my like universal candles, like the ones that have black and red. Almost like a return to sender type of thing. So I'm getting something with that too. Some of you might resonate with the idea of doing a return to sender, because there are a lot of blessings that are like on the cusp of happening right now. A lot of good news getting ready to come in, good fortunes. But I'm definitely getting something about like protecting your energy. And there's a reason why. When I first started the reading, I kept saying, even though I just want to know about the blessings, something kept telling me to say, and whatever else might be happening behind the scenes that we don't know. So I kept feeling that energy too. Not blocking, but like protecting your energy. Because look, we have Apple here. Temptation will test you. So be careful about people around your energy who might not have the best intentions and things like that. Making sure that lessons that had to be learned have truly been learned, especially with Rainbow there, right? You had to go over that bridge to get here. Sever ties where you need to. Burn the bridges that don't serve you. Keep hearing Rainbow Bridge. And then I just heard Rainbow Road. That's interesting. Some of you guys might be Mario Kart fans. I don't know why that came up. But let me know if that resonates. A wish is granted with wishbone here. Like that. 1414, as I said that. December, so something can happen in December. So definitely getting like these colder months, something about colder months. December, that's kind of like the start of winter basically, and then February, that's like some of the colder parts of winter. Some of you might be winter babies or really resonate with this idea of something about the winter, just in general. Let me know. And then we have sunrise. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. I like that. And we are in the summertime. Some of you might be living on the coast right now somewhere, like California, Florida, excuse me, places that are like I live on the East Coast. And I'm right on the water myself here in Connecticut. I am on Long Island Sound, so I can literally see Long Island like straight ahead if I go to the park, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's find out a little bit more because we definitely see something good is happening here, right? We're getting some type of news, but I want to see more about like the manifestation of how it's going to happen, how it's going to come about, like what's that going to look like for you guys. So I'm going to pull from this deck one more time, and then I'm going to also, because I just felt drawn to do so, I'm going to pull from the Kipper. That might give us some more insight as well, how some things might be coming in, how they might manifest, as well as warnings. And again, if you're resonating with this, as the messages are coming out, let me know in the comment section, just so I know I'm connecting with the energy. And if it doesn't resonate, understood. It does happen like that sometimes, since this is a collective. Sometimes it's geared towards certain people more than others. But you could definitely check out my channel and see if there's other messages that might resonate with you more. Let's see. All right, so we have horse, short journey. Some of you guys might like horses, or horseback riding. Might have rode ponies when you were a kid or something, or enjoyed doing that. Whale, great worry over nothing. So trying to learn how to understand the importance of that journey that you had to go on to get to this point. That, remember, we saw something that said like the difficult part of the situation is over. So it's like, even if it felt like a big long haul, this is like a minuscule thing in comparison to the things that are about to start coming towards you. Might not feel like it right now, but these things will not matter quite as much. Or again, it's just a preparation of the things that are about to come towards you that are going to, definitely make you feel a sense of security, more happiness. So, not worrying so much. Some of you guys, I keep getting something about water. Some of you guys might like whale watching. Let me know if that resonates with anyone. What else we got here? Tent, temporary situation. Look, even your home life might be temporary. Some of you guys might be getting ready to move or working on that, saving up money, get your finances together. We have I, psychic ability, trust your intuition. So we have some intuitive people here who might be watching. Psychic gifts and abilities there. Getting kind of, make sure you focus on that third eye, right? Pay attention to it. Make sure that that third eye is also, I heard the word cleansed. So in other words, make sure it's balanced. Not unsuccessful plans. I heard tie the knot. I'm not sure if there's something about weddings or binding contracts I'm getting. I heard sale is final. Interesting. I don't know if any of you guys purchased something that like they told you can't return it. You might find a loophole and be able to return it. That seems very specific for somebody. Like if it's like a car or something like that, or like a gown or something like that. Like when you go to places that have like special occasion attire and they tell you cannot bring it back. There might have been like some type of loophole that you found where you were able to or something. I don't know, that seems pretty specific though. We have mice. Discord among friends and family. That's interesting. Very interesting. I heard rat. Really, it says mice in here, but I heard rat. I'm not sure there's somebody around you who's like just like dirty person, like just dirty, low down, just nasty. I heard rodent, like just scum of the earth type shit. Like you wouldn't even want to fucking step in them with your fucking shoe. That made me feel like I needed to take a sip of this. Just, that made me feel all the icks. I didn't like that part of it. But yeah, something's definitely happening. But just understand that this is a temporary situation, and you are about to work your way out of that. Great. So I feel drawn to this one first, and then I'm gonna read from the energy oracle as well. So let's start with these. Not start with, but move on to these. If the messages are resonating, let me know in the comment section. There's a lot happening. I'm trying to make sure I don't focus on the comments too much, because then I get distracted. But let me just see something. See what I've been missing. You said eat. You know what's funny? I was feeling so weird before I started this reading. All of a sudden, I was fine. I was chilling. I was like, ooh. I was watching one of my favorite readers, and I was like, ooh, that was such a great reading. I feel inspired. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing what I got to do. And then all of a sudden, I got so nauseous. But it was a weird nausea. It was I'm like, is this I'm just nauseous, or is this because I get nauseous sometimes? But I'm like, am I just nauseous, or am I so hungry? Somebody might be diabetic. Let me know in the comment section. I felt like my sugar just dropped off of the fucking map. Somebody might be hypoglycemic or something like that. Let me know in the comment section. I could explain why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because I felt like how I felt in the past when my sugar drops. I'm not diabetic or anything, but I have had bouts of hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar. So if I wait too long to eat, sometimes my sugar will drop, and I've passed out and stuff. It happened at camp when I was 12 and stuff like that. Very scary stuff. But I got clammy. My heart rate went up to 120, and I wasn't doing anything, guys. I was literally sitting here prepping in this chair, and I'm like, why the fuck is my heart rate at 120? And I was sweating. I was let me just cleanse real good and turn the AC up some more. And I feel better. But let me know if that resonates with anybody. And then you said something about eating, so that might just be something that somebody needed to know, because I feel fine now. But yeah, I also heard starve your demons. Starve your demons. Don't feed into negativity, right? Crazy. See? I be feeling shit, guys. And sometimes I don't even know what it means in that moment. I'm like, what the fuck is this energy? This is so strange. Especially when I'm about to go live. That's usually when I start feeling weird shit. And I just saw despair while I was shuffling. You see. And imprisonment. I don't know if somebody's about to go to jail or something, or feels like they're in a mental prison type of thing. But yeah, it happens a lot when I'm about to do a collective reading. I start feeling so many different things. That's why I always make sure I cleanse myself, I cleanse the space, I cleanse my cards, and then I cleanse again afterwards too. So, but yeah, I definitely felt that energy today, big time. So, whew. All right. Excuse me. So we have expectation, which is very, very similar to the energy that we saw when we first pulled this, right? You're waiting for something. You're waiting for something. I hope that I got another message. If any of you guys are expecting a baby, I hope that this is something that you wanted to happen. Baby, ooh, look, sudden no. So if you are expecting a baby or have been working on a baby, maybe especially after a bout of bad health, I'm hoping that that's about to turn up for you guys. Yeah, but then I'm getting two different messages, because we also have bad health, adjudication, then main male. So there could be a man in your life who is in bad health in some kind of way, shape, or form that you're about to go to court with. But something is going to come out of this like in a positive way, because we do have 11 here. So those scales are about to balance. So yeah, and that other person is going to be left in despair. They're going to be like 5 of Pentacles energy. Yeah, you're about to level up. I'm also getting this is a time to rely on like really close friends and family. Yeah, this person stole from you in some kind of way. I don't know if they stole money from you or if your time, your energy, like I'm getting energy vampire type of energy. You felt like you had to move away from this person. Some of you guys might resonate with being on a train line, living somewhere close to trains. But like, yeah, there was there had to be a change to come to get to this point. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, courthouse is here. Damn. You're about to possibly change careers for some of you. Wow. Meet a wealthy man. I like that. Wow. Somebody who might be older. I like that. But yeah, there's going to be like a final nail in the coffin for whatever that other situation was. So some of you might resonate with this also being partially about love. There's a lot of different energies coming up. So, you know, like I said, please take heed to the messages as they come out and understand that they're not going to be for everybody. And I usually can kind of decipher, you know, separate messages. But, you know, as they come out, I'll let you guys know what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. Fucking bitch. Yeah, well, you're going to come out on top on that from what I just saw. So, what we got? Yeah, despair, you know? Like, the thing, I heard despicable. There's like some low life type of energy in your aura, where it's like you're trying to every time you're trying to work on yourself. Every time you're trying to work on yourself, for some of you, this could be even somebody who you work with or something like that. But I'm getting more like, that's more of a like a intuitive message. Like no matter how hard you try to work on yourself, there's always somebody who tries to come in fucking up what you're doing. You have a child on the top. Some of you might have a child with this person, or you know them from your childhood. There's going to be different messages for everybody. For others, I'm getting this could be like you have like a childlike demeanor to yourself sometimes. Like you're trying to work on yourself. You're trying to work through like maybe childhood wounds and things like that, and you know, feel some sense of abandonment sometimes. Yeah, because look, we have house here in the middle of the deck. So for some of you, that could really be what the thing is. It's like it's foundational. And maybe some of what you're going through reminds you of the things you've been through in your childhood, or you're working through those things. I'm getting something like that. But there is about to be something like shifting and changing, right? You can see that happening. Tell us more. Let's get a few more from here. Let me know if this message is resonating for any of you guys in the comment section. Leave reactions, all that stuff. Ooh, I like this. We have official person. So for some of you, it could be saying like there's going to be like this person of authority, especially because we just see kind of this energy of possibly a court thing happening. Yeah, look, can't make this shit up. Adjudication. So there's going to be something happening with that for sure, and that's going to help it's going to seal the deal when it comes to something and put in a final ending to something, her finality. Yeah, and it's going to really help you embark on a new journey, going in a new direction, pathway. It's going to light up the pathway towards, as I'm saying the word pathway, my eyes just gravitated towards this. That rainbow road that I keep on picking up on, right? The most difficult part of the situation is over, right? Tell us more. Let's get maybe 3 or 4 more from here. You might be seeing the number 13 a lot. Or 31. I'm picking up on that because I looked up and there's 3 people in the chat and 1 like so far. And when I thought about finality, I thought about the death card, which is on the number 13. So death and rebirth vibes, you know, putting the past behind you. Yeah, definitely for somebody this has to do with like a family dynamic situation here. Family room and community. So family situations, right? People could also be maybe severing ties with people who you looked at as family, who you were really close to. Somebody who you might have been involved with romantically. Somebody who might have had a child with this person. But yeah, adjudication is here again. This energy is showing up big time. Like, I'm definitely getting this energy of possibly divorce. And I know my girl just said that she's going to be going through one. And poverty. For someone. So there might be other people who resonate with that message as well. Let me know in the comment section. But that could explain why I was picking up like inheritance and things like that. I'm like, when you go through a divorce, sometimes what is granted is alimony. So if you're going through something like that, let me know in the comment section. I also heard probate court. I don't know if any of you guys might be getting ready to get in, some type of inheritance when it comes to something that's in probate court and you've been waiting on that news. Or flew out of my hand. Let's see. Yeah, courtship is here. For a lot of you, it's more so geared towards some type of romance, possibly marriage, past marriage, or a marriage that's about to end. This person might have been older than you for some. But yeah, this person stole from you in some kind of way. I'm definitely picking up on energy vampire vibes. Like, this person, yeah, but look, regardless of anything, sudden wealth is coming in. Those scales are balancing. Listen, they done fucked with the wrong one. They fucked with the wrong one. Like, if they came in with like their love bombing and lying ass energy, however they took from you, however and whatever they took from you, like, you're about to get that shit back. I feel inclined to like calm my nerves with drinking, which I drink for leisurely purposes, not to like take the edge off. Usually, I don't like doing it like that because I'm like, what the fuck is this? But it's like, what the heck? Like, this energy is crazy right now. But yeah, they done fucked with the wrong one. Let's get like maybe 3 more from here. They fucked with the wrong one. Ooh, something flipped. Lovers. Yep, definitely a romantic situation for a lot of y'all. And not only that, but I'm also getting that there might be something coming down to choices. Yeah, you might have had to make a choice to really physically remove yourself from the situation and move on. I keep on picking up on trains. Yeah, because this person was a false person. Top of the deck. False person. I'm getting like karmic vibes. I'm getting false twins. Yeah, definitely had to, as I said, you had to distance yourself with distant horizons. You know, I'm feeling like this person made you feel anchored down, and you had to release that anchor so that you could free yourself and move forward. That's what I'm getting so far. And ironically enough, there's 5 people in one like. Number here is 15, so you might be seeing 51, 15. Might be seeing the number 6. Let me know in the comment section. Might be seeing like a succession of those types of numbers. Let's get like 2 more from here. Wow. Really hope this is resonating. This is a lot. A lot of energy here. Yep, adjudication officially on the spread. Something about the courts. Now, ironically enough, didn't I just say something about I have feeling like 15, 51? So the number right here is 15. Adds up to 30 if you add it up twice. 15, 15. Like I keep like seeing those numbers, and like I see 15, I see 51, I see them like mirrored. I see them in different ways in my head right now. Somebody might be really good with math. Let me know. I also like got a Rain Man reference. I don't know if any of you guys like that movie, but that's a really good movie. Really good movie. Some of y'all might like that, or be like, people might have called you like a human calculator. We have wealthy man here on the bottom. Expectation and main male. So the wealthy man is the false person. And the main male, ooh, I like that. And the main male, look. This is what was in the middle of the deck. When I split the deck, this was there. Underneath that was great fortune, and underneath that was pathway. So you're being guided towards this person. Now the thing is, you do have to work on yourself first in order to welcome that person in. But look what the wealthy man was. Underneath that, false person. The wealthy man, supposed wealthy man that you might have been married to or had a strong connection with in some kind of way. Yeah, that's the person that's involved in the court matter. You felt like you were going to be like the privileged lady, or you're about to be, or you're about to receive some type of sudden wealth. I'm telling you. Ooh. For those of you're the main woman in this storyline. But yeah, this person stole from you, and yeah, wow, that's fucking nuts, bro. Yeah, so I hope none of you guys are expecting a baby. Oh boy, not with that person anyway. Or had a pregnancy scare maybe. Let me know if that resonates with anyone in the comment section. But it's like as you distance yourself from this person and you allow that connection to be closed out, you're going to see money coming in. Everything that you've been wanting to happen is going to start to slowly come in different forms. Whether it's financially, whether it's in the form, if you do want a baby, for instance, like let's say you were trying with this person and miscarriages or some type of infertility and things like that. Now when you move on from this person, you meet the right person, all of a sudden now you're gonna fucking fuck around, get pregnant as soon as you like try, type of thing. Not to speak pregnancy and people who don't want kids, but I'm just saying for somebody, because I keep picking up on that. So I'm just putting it out there that might resonate with somebody. That was like almost like, you know how they say rejection is God's protection. Those moments with that person, you were not meant to have that particular child, and that could be why those things happened. And I'm not saying that that's the case for every single person who's had miscarriages. Do not misinterpret my words. I don't want to seem like I'm an insensitive person, but what I'm saying is for some people who do happen to resonate with this reading, they were not meant to be with that person. They were not meant to procreate with that person. Therefore, they were having problems with fertility. Just putting that out there. That's not going to be everybody's story, but that is the story for somebody who ends up watching. Just saying. So with all that said, yeah. It's like as soon as you allow yourself to fully work on solely your own self, your purpose, realign with yourself. I feel like some of you guys have been feeling, those of you who might be resonating with this story right now, or this storyline, you lost yourself with this person possibly. And now you're going to be able to regain that sense of purpose and that sense of self again. I hope that makes sense. One more from here. I hope that makes sense. It's heavy. Yeah. Final nail in the coffin, baby. It's done. Final. It's done. Don't have to deal with this person anymore. And that, again, and that's when the great fortune starts to come in. Come on now, Spirit. The number right here is 26, adds up to 8, which is about abundance. The abundance will start pouring in. And look, the number 8 is on here too, but this person's trying to steal your abundance. This false person that you're closing out that cycle with. Spirit ain't fucking playing with y'all. This person was a fucking thief. They stole your integrity. They stole things physically from you in different ways. Like, come on. Spirit's not playing. They're letting it be known. They're letting it be known. There's a reason why I felt so inclined to do this reading. And the confirmation for me was when I was like looking in my laundry bag and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna, because I didn't fold my laundry, I was being lazy. I was like, whatever I pull out of the bag is what I'm gonna wear. And I had already said to myself, I think I'm gonna do a tea leaf reading. I'm pretty sold on that idea. And what came out of the bag? T-shirt. I'm like, okay, Spirit. Tea leaf reading it is. Okay, I'm gonna do that. It's been a little while since I've done one, so I'm like, yep. And look, on the bottom of here we have happy family. Happy family. So things obviously were not that happy with that person. And now you have to take this moment of opportunity to rest, work on yourself, right? This is before I even shuffle or anything, but I feel guided to look at these. Finding that sense of willpower within yourself, right? That solar plexus energy. To move forward and say, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do to close out this cycle. It's done. Alright, so let's get like 3 or 4 from here. I might pull from the tarot too, just to see what the tarot has to say, because you know they always give us a little bit more insight about, you know, anything else that like the oracle cards don't tell us. You know, a little bit deeper understandings and stuff like that. But I mean, I would say that this seems pretty in our face, right? Like we're like, okay, yeah, see where this is going. It makes all sense, but yeah, never nothing wrong with pulling from tarot cards too. Yeah, see, look, it's on the bottom of the deck here again. That solar plexus energy, finding that willpower within yourself to say, you know what, that fire in the pit of your belly that made you say, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Fuck that. Okay, so we got 3 cards that came out. But so as I talk about willpower, Angel of Strength is here. Magician and the Mirror is also here, along with Woman Holding a Heart. Some of you guys might like Alice in Wonderland. I don't know if that makes sense in the comment section. But I picked up on that. So I'm getting, you know, you found that sense of willpower. You're working on that to, you know, move forward from this. So that you could go towards the things that you want to manifest. And the thing is you are definitely capable of transmuting energy and things like that. It's just a matter of, you know, seeing that within yourself to, you know, put the effort in to do it. If you want to see it, you have to be it. That's what I just heard. If you want to see it, you have to be it. You have to be that change, right? And you have to put in that effort, and you've been doing that. And there's a lot of emotion attached to this, a lot of emotion. So I'm also getting some of you might be feeling old. Like, when I say feeling old, I mean like your body might literally be physically hurting. This person took a lot out of you. You might feel like you look a lot different. You might, I heard the word haggard. You might feel like you look like a really old lady. Maybe that's why older woman showed up too earlier. Like I'm getting like people with achy muscles and joints. Got back problems. I heard that. Maybe something with the neck. I picked up on something, same area too. I'm not sure if any of you guys are experiencing pain that's radiating from like right here at the base of the back of your neck and going like down into the shoulder, especially like when you like move your arm a certain way and then it like radiates down. That could be like what they call, I forget the exact word, but it's like a cervical nerve or something like that. You might have to get surgery for that, so get that looked at if that resonates, because that showed up the other day when I read too. And I'm picking up on that. Yeah. I'm also getting, okay, I'm getting a couple of other messages coming in when it comes to like physical health. Something about teeth. You might want to go to the dentist. Maybe experiencing some bad toothaches that you're mistaking as just regular migraines. And yeah, because bad toothaches can turn into migraines, so you might want to get that looked at too. I'm just getting a few different things. So let me know if that resonates, but that's what came out there. Hey babe. Right, the temple path. That path is lighting up though. Remember, we saw a pathway, and now we see temple path. So it's like, you know, spirit, and this is 2 different decks. So spirit is letting you know, like, And then like that, I keep talking about like I keep saying rainbow bridge. Like I keep hearing that and seeing it in my head. And I keep on thinking like somebody also likes Mario Kart. I'm just saying I love Mario Kart. And y'all might get that reference too with like Rainbow Road. And that's like my favorite level in the game. So, but yeah, I'm getting, this is a time to appreciate, despite how crazy it might sound, appreciating, excuse me, the even the difficult times in our lives. It allows us to be able to show that sense of gratitude. Remember what you always say, girl, an attitude of gratitude, right? We have to show that sense of grace. We have to show that sense of appreciation when it comes to the things that we experience, because those things are those experiences are what help kind of create that catalyst for the things that are coming in. I heard the word trajectory. It is going to help push you into the direction of the things that are going to come towards you, the blessings. Some of you might have air in your chart. I know one person in particular does. Like this is like a personal reading for you, girl. Yeah, the thinking woman. Some of you might have air in your chart, but I'm also getting that some of you guys are just really doing a lot of deep inner work, thinking, learning how to appreciate yourself, learning how to appreciate, and value the things that that you've experienced. Balancing it all out, figuring out. We have sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, which is about the third eye. We talked about the third eye earlier because it showed up in the other deck as well. So some of you might be intuitive, you might be psychic. Let me know, and have other spiritual gifts as well. Let me know in the comment section if that makes any sense. I'm getting clairvoyance as well. Some of you guys can maybe see things before they happen. I'm getting something like that. So let me know in the comment section if that makes any sense for anyone. Just more. Cornucopia, baby. Look at that. Look, number 11 here again. So we had 11 here twice. Well, more than twice technically. Is it out on the actual spread? I don't think so. No, but the sudden wealth card is and we saw the sudden wealth card. The sudden wealth card from the Kipper deck is it says 11 on it, and it's essentially kind of like this, right? Like the fruit of your labor finally coming together. Something might happen in the fall time, I'm getting for someone. Fall might sound like it's far away, but if you really think about it, it's not that far, So something big might happen like in the next couple of months or so. 2 to 3 months for somebody. Look, that money about to look good. That could be what's about to happen. Something about the money. A woman holding a coin energy. Door to spirit. So they're just letting you know, make sure you have that faith and trust in the divine at this time, because there are some major changes happening. And ironically enough, as I say change, the number here is 32, right? Adds up to 5, which is about change, major changes. Also be careful about people in your energy who could be very, very envious of you and your energy. Protect it. Remember, I was saying that very early on in the reading. I said, I don't know why I keep feeling God. I'm asking about blessings, but something is telling me to say something about protecting energy, or being on the lookout about certain things coming towards you that don't have to do with blessings per se, but just warnings. I kept picking up on that, and there's a reason why it happened that way. Hey Tamasha, how are you? Nice to see you here. And if you guys are resonating, let me know in the comment section. Send some reactions. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. So on and so forth. Alright. Alright. Let's get like maybe 2 more from here. Boy, oh boy. And this was a long time coming, baby. Like this was not an easy feat for you guys to get to this point. Yeah, you had to do a lot of work, and you had to walk away. You had to walk away to, I keep hearing the word finality. Like you had to finalize something. You had to finally say, okay, enough's enough. I gotta leave this situation. Closing the door on and locking that key. Burning bridges. to get to this point, saying, nah, enough's enough. Yeah, because this situation, whatever this was something that caused you so much shit. Literally, just so much shit. And for a lot of you, your finances were part of the things that was affected, financial constraints. And we had saw despair earlier, which is like the equivalent of this card. So you were going through financial shit, and just, I heard the word impoverished. And I mean, I'm getting impoverished not like necessarily only financially. I'm getting impoverished in different areas of life, just not in a good place. Yeah, not in a good place. Broken heart. Top of the deck. Fuck that shit. Nobody's got time for that. This person, we have first chakra archangel Michael. This person might have really took you off of your, I heard, off kilter. Made you feel very off center about yourself. You might have been that type of person naturally who was very, very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Grounded, right? Really locked in with yourself, secure. They might have had ways to like take away from your confidence, and like say think like belittling things to make you feel like shit about yourself. I'm getting stuff like that. Really, really like ate away at the person that you used to be. I'm getting something like that. I feel like you guys were like, that's why I keep on picking up on like a haggard. Like, have you ever like saw somebody who you care about, right? It could be a family member, a friend, and you watch them like slowly deteriorating away. That could have been like happening to you in real time. Like you look at yourself and you're like, how have I become this person? Picking up on habits that never were habits before, just doing shit that you never used to do before, or the lack thereof. Like, you might have been like the person who was like a health conscious person, eating good foods and stuff like that, all of a sudden just doing crazy shit, or not taking care of yourself. And it's like that wasn't always you, and part of it was because of the circumstances you found yourself in that really made you again feel off center. We can't put all the blame on other people. We have to take accountability, and we have free will and stuff like that. But this situation might have had a negative impact or influence over some of your decision making. Let's put it that way. Let's get one more from here. Let me know if it resonates. Hey Jean, what's up? Nice to see you here, Jean. Yeah, part of the journey. Moving on, baby. Moving on. And I kept saying, like, I was picking up, because we saw it in other cards as well, but something either about, like, some form of travel, like, literally moving, picking up your bags and moving forward, and saying, okay, I gotta, skedaddle up out of here. You know what I mean? What we got on the bottom. Yeah. And, Spirit has been guiding you along the way. Pay attention if you see, like, different signs and synchronicities, too, like, angel number is definitely one of them, because they show up in readings all the time. I hear, as I say that, what's up there? 5 people and 5 likes, 10, right? Adds up to 10. We're talking about closure throughout this reading. And then on here is also the number 32 adds up, and we talked about this card already, but it adds up to 5, which is about major changes. So go on, Spirit. But with that said, there's definitely some sense of guidance here. They want you to understand that they are with you. This might be the form of, God or source or whatever itself. It could be the form of ancestors, spirit guides, so on and so forth. So it'll show up in different ways. It might be in the form of, your clear, if you have spiritual gifts, it might show up in the form of like your, hearing things, like lyrics in a song that just stand out, or hearing a phrase in your head, like on repeat, like in a loop. It shows up, clairvoyance, clairaudience shows up in different ways. We also have adjacent possibilities. A lot of different opportunities about to start coming towards you. And not only are they about to start coming towards you, but you're going to have options. Like, you're going to be able to say, okay, Which door? Like, what's behind door number one? You know what I mean? Like, and I think all those doors are going to actually open to something that's going to lead you in a positive, path, rather than something that's going to be of your detriment. And look, woman holding a coin. Some of you might have some different job offers getting ready to come towards you, or you're like preparing for interviews. I heard spruce up. That's the word I just heard. Spruce up. So some of you guys, if you have interviews getting ready to come up, make sure you really dress for success. Put on, like if you're a woman, put on like a nice pencil skirt and a button down. It's too hot to wear a fucking cardigan or anything like that. But something really nice blouse, some pumps. Have your little portfolio and skedaddle down the hall to the little office, and just I actually can see this happening, like sitting down like at a conference table and having an interview and doing the damn thing. And for the guys, dressed in nice slacks, nice dress shoes, shined up real nice, button down shirt, polo shirt. I'm getting something like that. So yeah, make sure you dress for success, because I got that as a message. So my father just texted me at the same exact time when I said that. So yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely getting something like that. So a lot of blessings about to start coming towards y'all, because you guys are about to start doing a lot of that work that you've been meaning to do on yourself to begin with. Let's do. See, look, when we just talked about all those different options, look what we got here in the middle of the deck. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. That wasn't that card in the middle of the deck too, ironically enough. Yeah, it was. So I split the deck, and what's there? Same placement as the adjacent possibilities card. It's about options, and you've manifested this. The Magician is here. So we have the Magician in the mirror on the actual spread, and we have the Magician here on the bottom of the deck when I split the cards. So I'm just saying, Spirit is like, you've been manifesting a lot of shit, and a lot of shit is about to start coming towards you, because you've been doing the hard work on yourself, releasing those things that no longer serve you, things that have been holding you back. I just saw the Seven of Wands rather, standing your ground, protecting yourself. I saw the Devil. Yeah, protecting yourself from toxicities, right? Hierophant, marriage. Once again, this person was a very manipulative person, because like when I split the deck, or while I was shuffling, it was the Hierophant, and then I also saw the Magician at the same time. So like this person might have like manipulated you in some type of way, and then look, this person manipulated you in some type of way, and that put you in a place of lack. Five of Pentacles here. I talked about the Five of Pentacles earlier. That despair energy, and we saw another card that was very similar to it. Financial constraints was the other card. The World, yes. How many times did I talk about finality, right? Endings. Major endings that are going to allow for you to, really come into this new version of yourself where you're headed, right? Wow. All right, so let's do a 4-card spread would suffice. So let's look more into like the overall energy for the collective. I think we got a pretty clear idea of what's going on here, but let's see what else we need to know for the collective at this time. The Hangman, see? Overall energy is releasing, surrendering, letting go. All done with that bullshit. Right? And feeling a sense of enlightenment too while you're doing it. Yeah. Why? Because now you're seeing things with a clearer, overview of what it is that you're meant to do at this time. Judgment. Your judgment is actually so much more heightened because of the circumstances that you've been through. And now you're like, you know what? I think I know how I gotta move about the situation. I know how I have to do this. You're getting that sense of enlightenment, And was this hard? Yeah. Got 5 people in here, 5 likes, 5 of Cups. So you might be seeing the number 5 a lot. 555, 10. What are you doing? I don't know. Are you coming up here? You can. You can come up. Yeah, after a period of heartbreak and disappointment. Wow. Tell us more. So, what's the incoming energy? I mean, we kind of have an idea already, but again, more insight. Wow. Ooh. This is what's coming in. Great fortune. Now, when I looked up, just saying, it was a one, zeros, and then a one, and now it's an hour and then 10 seconds. And number 10 definitely significant for y'all, and fives. This is what's happening. This is what's about to happen. Like, you're about to really receive this great sense of an outpouring of just wealth in different areas of your life, not just financially, but other areas too. If I was about to say if you were financially impacted, and I was also going to say if your finances were impacted. I was going to say them at the same time. That's why it came out weird like that. But basically, my mouth was moving faster than my brain, so like it happens all the time, ADHD. But no, seriously. So I'm getting here. This is what's happening. Like, as you work on that releasing, which we already talked about, is allowing for you to make room for the blessings that are meant to be there. Yep. So I said this earlier. Some of you guys might have your chart, or is this at this point it's like a no bullshit kind of attitude that a lot of you guys might have right now with this King of Swords here. You're like, yeah, nah, ain't nobody about to play with me or my money, and you're standing on business as you do it with this King of Wands. King of Wands, they're about their shit. They don't play those games. They're a natural born leader, and then the King of Swords is very strategic, and you know they know their shit. They don't play. Slow and steady wins the race, right? I'm getting like something about being also very strategic as all this is happening, planning things out. For those of you who are dealing with like legal matters, I'm getting make sure that you look into good representation if needed. Some people won't really need all of that, but for some, you might need like a shark. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's like, if it's like a bigger case, I heard bigger fish to fry is what I just heard. So that's just for somebody who might end up resonating with this. If you are dealing with something involving the courts, keep that in mind too. All right, so tell us more. As I asked, what's the challenge? Y'all saw how this. Well, you probably didn't actually see the card spill out because it's low frame. But look, this is one of the cards that was trying to come out. A bunch of cards where King of Cups in the reverse, a false love offer. What else is here? The Hierophant. That's how they swindled your ass. They swindled you, and it caused this tower moment. That's crazy. Like, I wasn't even gonna look at the cards, but something told me just to see what those cards were because they were like kind of sort of in my hand still. Lo and behold, but there was some sense of revelation here. We figured it out. So what are these other cards that fell? I'm not gonna look at all of them, but if there's any that like seem like they stand out, then I'll look at them. But right now, not really. You see, you guys had to make some hard choices. To let go of that burden. You had to kill that shit. Yeah. Energy that we kind of already were picking up on. Yeah, look, you were fucking miserable with this person. Ace of Cups in the reverse. So, gosh. Yeah, this fell on the table. Yeah, you had to make a decision and move on. Spirit did that shit on purpose. Because the cards that were there, I'm like, oh, like the way that they came out, like they all were like this storyline. But the card that actually like came out was the Star. I know that my girl is an Aquarius, so I was about to say somebody who's watching might have Aquarius in their chart, and I know she does. It's a great sign. Great people, very intuitive, very psychic, and despite the fact that they are technically an air sign, they also are considered as the water carrier. So they know how to balance out their emotions and their logic, which could sometimes make them seem cold, but it's not that they're cold, it's just that they're like, they can read through your bullshit. Like they're not about to, you know what I mean? They're like, you're not gonna, catch them slipping type shit. You know what I mean? Um, I'm getting something like that. But I'm also getting that this is a time to work on healing for sure. So big thing. Overthinking could be a thing right now. So work on that, because that's what they're calling you to do at this time. Alright, so when it comes to like how to kind of move about the situation, the thing is you gotta have to like really work on letting things go, which is the hard part of the healing process, right? It's like, okay, I know that that's what I need to do. So in order to welcome in what I want slash I'm manifesting, so on and so forth, I got to work on the healing process. Duh. But it's like at the same time, so how do I go about it? So the big thing here, you do have the Wheel of Fortune. They're like, oh, the fortunes are there. They're just waiting. They're dormant right now. They're dormant. So it's like they never were gone or anything like that. All that shit's just kind of waiting for maybe, like I heard defrost. Remember we were talking about like that icebox energy, like this icebox where my heart used to be. So it's like it's defrosting, you know what I mean, as you're working on your healing. Like it's never been not there. It's been on hold because there were things that you had to do first to get to that point to be able to receive the blessings. Yeah. And now you're going to start seeing a lot of shifts and changes happening, including in love for a lot of y'all. We have Knight of Cups here. So there's going to be like a turnaround when it comes to love for some of you. Yeah, see the hair fall. But you also have to allow yourself to learn the lessons that needed to be learned at this time. So, yeah. So making sure that, that there's 5 people in here and 6 lights. Adds up to 11. We were talking about balancing the scales earlier. So the thing is, you got to balance out those scales, right? Learn the karmic lessons that needed to be learned during this cycle in order to move on from the past, work on that healing process, and welcome in what's meant to come in. But there are definitely some things happening, okay? Hi, I hope I don't say your name wrong. Sever? I think that's how you say it. Sever? This is just a collective message at this time. If you want to stick around, you can, but right now, this is just a collective. Sorry. Let's see. But thank you for tuning in either way. Appreciate you. Alright, so behind the scenes, I mean, we got a lot of information already about that, but let's see what the tarot says. Yeah, behind the scenes, they're like, you know what? I got the 5 of Cups here. You saw this already, but it's officially on the spread now. They're like, you're so focused on the cups that were knocked down. For some of you, there could have been a third party energy involved. Let me know if that makes any sense, like cheating, that type of shit. You found out about it. Because I'm getting like 3 of Cups vibes, which could represent, especially in a love reading, it usually represents a third party. You're staring at that, but look at the cups that are behind you. That partnership that can come towards you, right? 2 of Cups, which is about, now there's 6 people and 6 spikes. Might be seeing the number 6 a lot. 6, 12, 3. But yeah, like you're welcoming in the right person after a period of loss. Let me know if that makes any sense. Yeah, look. Lovers. You might be welcoming in like your real true person. Some of you might had to go through like a karmic relationship in order to get to that point, or you might have to make a major decision between people. But whatever decision you make, as long as it's the right decision, it's going to lead to your overall happiness. So just be smart. Don't do anything stupid, because guess what? It could lead towards marriage. 4 of Wands. Yeah. So you gotta leave behind the past stuff. Yeah, leave those burdens behind. 10 of Wands. The death, you got to close out that other cycle first, because this is the magician under that. Like, they're just letting you know, like, and you have to heal. You do have to do that. Yeah. The healing part, big part of it. Because without the healing, you can't experience this. Because look what's there. They're letting you know, oh, we're making way for the positive shit to come through. Look, wow, back to back. Look at that. Ace of Wands, and what? The sex is gonna be good, and they're gonna really give you something stable. Oh my goodness. With the Six of Wands too. What? After a period of resting, you gotta rest. You're not fully there yet. We saw resting too, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Look. Hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. That was one of the first things we saw earlier in the reading. So they're letting you know, oh, it's there, it's happening. And you're intuitive, you know this. You know this. You can feel it. But can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Some of you might be Michael Jackson or Jackson fans. I am. But yeah, love offers coming in. Ooh. It's about to be good, but you gotta let go, gotta release. Yeah. One of the things that some of y'all might have to release is this idea that things are never gonna get better. Like, and I've been that person, so I get it. But like, be careful with that, because thoughts do manifest. So if you're sitting there, already telling yourself things like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna find love, blah blah, blah, like, then yeah, you're never gonna find love, because that mentality, that's not gonna get you anywhere. And I'm saying, like, duh, like, like, not in a mean way, but what I'm saying is, like, I've been that person too, where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just be a cat. I used to joke about this all the time. I'm just gonna be a fat cat lady for the rest of my life. Like, that's gonna be my life. That's it. And then I met somebody who I feel is my person, and then I'm very happy right now. So, hopefully it continues to go that way. But with all that said, it's like, we have to do that inner work. We have to, make sure that, we keep our mental right. We can't sit there and, be constantly dwelling on the past and, focusing on those 3 cups that spilled over, right? Whatever happened, let bygones be bygones. Focus on those cups that are still standing, those blessings that are still there. They're right there. They're on the cusp. You can touch those cups. You gotta turn around and be like, oh, you know what I mean? If you're constantly looking behind you, when are you ever gonna, look forward, right? Leave it in the past. Tell us more. For those of you who are resonating with this, let me know in the comment section. Let me know by reacting. If you haven't done so already, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. Like I said, this is a collective message. I'm not doing private or personal messages at this time. But, get out of this what you can. And hopefully there are messages in here that you resonate with. Otherwise, you can always check out my channel and see if there's anything else. So, likely outcome is the Temperance. Wow, we got how many major arcana that came out in this spread? One, not to mention the ones that like also showed up throughout the reading. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. The Temperance. The Temperance is about peace, harmony, and balance. Some of you might have Sagittarius in your chart. Let me know in the comment section. And if you do, whoop, whoop, I'm a Sagittarius myself. But see, look, again, we said this earlier, slow and steady wins the race. We got the Knight of Pentacles here, right? It takes time to get to this. It's not going to happen overnight. There's a lot of shit that happened to y'all, okay? A lot of shit that transpired to get to this point. And that's why it's important to understand the importance of the healing. It's important to understand the fact that, you are in control of how your destiny plays out. Spirit can only do so much. God can only do so much. We have free will. Okay? So, God is, in my opinion, God, the universe, all that is omnipresent. So they'll present us with not ideas, with the blessings and all that stuff. But it's also our free will and choice of how we actively move about those situations when those opportunities are presented to ourselves. Like, we cannot sit there and be all like, oh, woe is me, when we make stupid ass fucking decisions. And I say this as somebody who's made a lot of dumb ass decisions. So I've blocked my blessings many times. It doesn't mean that you won't still get those blessings. It just means you prolonged it by, you know, making some not so great decisions. It happens. No one's perfect, you know, but that's a part of the learning experience. So give yourself some grace too, right? And that had to come in the form of severing ties with people who didn't serve you. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. A lack of teamwork, right? People who just were not on the same page as you when it came to how to move about partnerships. So stand on business. Here we go. Some more Sagittarius or fire energy right there with this Queen of Wands. Stand on business. Some of you guys must really love cats. I know I do. My cat is actually literally right here. Ironically enough, she's on her left side in the picture, and my cat is like right there. Hi, Mama. Hi. She's staring at me. She actually looks exactly how this cat is looking, but in the opposite. Like, she's looking at me versus like looking away. She's so cute. Any last messages from the tarot? Yo, she was chilling earlier, chilling like a villain. Folks took a nap, right? And this little mofo, she was just chilling on the edge of the arm of the couch, and she had her little paw like this and the other paw like this, and then like her, you know, one leg was on the arm of the chair and the other one was just like going all the way down. I was like, girl, you are chilling. Must be nice living like that. Living all the luxury, right? Yeah, where you going? You gonna go bother grandma because you hear her moving around? My mom's about to get ready for work. She loves her grandmother. Yeah, we're weird like that. We're weird like that. I literally call her my daughter. And even my mom, she'll be like, oh, how's my granddaughter doing? I'm like, yeah, she's good. Anywho, we have Six of Swords. This is the last card that came out of the deck. I just felt inclined to, you know, it's not necessarily a part of the spread, but this was a spirit wanted me to, you know, inquire about. And Six of Swords is here. You're moving on. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Moving on. I'll be moving on. Some of you guys might be like R&B, like 90s fans or whatever. 90s R&B fans, I should say. Remember that song by Maya? Y'all moving on. Fuck that shit. Yep, season new opportunities, baby, with this Knight of Swords. And that's going to allow for some fast action, too. You might be getting some fast action in different ways with this Queen of Wands coming back. You might be getting your mojo back. If any of you guys, like, when it came to this, were dealing with, like, issues when it came to, like, your sex life, men or women, doesn't matter. You're going to either meet somebody who's going to be sexy as fuck, and they're going to be like, they're gonna put that thing on you, and you're gonna be like, oh my. Or your sexual, you know, mojo's gonna kind of come back, like it was lacking for a little bit, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, something's about to happen with that. Yeah, but look, moving on, baby. The Chariot. You know, successful completion, moving forward with your life after a period of, you know, hard times. So I'm just saying, Spirit is definitely like letting y'all know right now that there's about to be some beautiful things happening, and I love to see it, because you guys, from what I saw here, you guys definitely deserve, you know, what's about to happen, and you worked really hard to get to this point. So don't judge me, guys, but I am about to get a nip. Bear with me. In my little shorts. But I was a good girl today. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to really do any drinking today. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bring like a little nip over here to the side. I might want one while I'm drinking. It's okay. So, nip here. Okay, I'm lying. I did have a nip earlier. I said, shot o'clock. I sent my coworkers a text. I was like, guys, do one with me. So, that was early though. That was like 3 o'clock. I came home from the the nail salon. I was like, shit. I almost went and visited them too. But I was like, nah, I want to go home. I'm tired. So I was like, fuck it. But yeah, so being a good girl. It's the weekend. Alright, so I split the deck. It says you have the power to create the timing by taking action. Did I not say things along the lines of essentially it all kind of comes down to free will and things of that nature? Okay. I will also preface this with saying I don't typically believe in time frames, that this deck is about time frames. However, you're on God's time. But I figured I'd pull from here just to kind of get an idea of possible time frames of certain things that might be coming through. And, again, we will take these messages as they resonate and leave the rest behind, of course, as we always do. But I'm just putting that out there so you guys don't be like, well, in your reading, you said that it's going to happen in 2 weeks. I'm not God. Like, I have no control of those things, So, like, that's why, like, anytime a person asks me, in a reading or something, so when is this person going to contact me? I'm like, first off, I don't actually know. It's all about free will. We all have free will, and, time is also fluid, so, things can happen and shape and change from day to day, right? But there are certain consistencies that we'll see from time to time. So I figured, we'll get an idea. Let's see. See, look, July for somebody, which is funny because we were picking up on like something about like summer energy. Then we were also picking up on where's that card? I said something might be happening in summer. I just felt that off of this card. And then we saw something with December too. So for some people, like this has been a long process. Like this is something that you've been working on since like the winter possibly, and something might happen in July. Ironically enough, these cards look very similar. Look. So that could be very significant. Look at that one, and then look at this one. Very similar. 2 completely different decks, but very similar energy. Alright, let's get like maybe 3 more from here. Like I said, we're going to take it with a grain of salt. I don't typically use these cards, but in fact, I think I've only used them on the channel maybe once, and I got these like months ago. Like the end of last year, maybe. I barely use them. I let God do the work. See, look, they're not even giving us too many time frames. Like, so let's see what this one says. All right, Spirit's funny like that. Going too fast, slow down, take your time. Trying to rush the process is not going to change anything. Look at the number in there. 56 adds up to 11, right? Karma. Things will balance out the way that they're meant to balance out. They're going to happen in their own divine timing, is what I'm kind of getting here. Yeah, it's the wrong time, right? There's things that are just not meant to happen just yet. Let them happen and unfold naturally. That's why Spirit's saying these things. Something might happen by the end of the year for some of you. Top of the deck. Let's get like maybe 1 or 2 more from here. That's funny. They're not giving. They're really trying to like not give too many things when it comes to time frames. We only got 1 time frame card so far. So everything else is more like just warnings or like heeding, the idea of divine timing, right? Something could happen in December. I did say something about the colder months earlier. I picked up on that. Actually, didn't December come out? I think it did. Where did it go? February came out. But I was saying something about colder months in general. I think December did come out, though, didn't it? I could be wrong. Because there were 2 cards that represented like winter months. That's why I was like saying that. But I could be wrong. Maybe December didn't come out, or maybe it did, but it wasn't like, I don't know. Now I'm intrigued. Want to see, did it actually come out or not? It did, yeah. Okay, I'm not going crazy. Yeah, December. So there might be something significant about December. So we got December here twice. And like winter energy twice, right? So I'm just saying, something could happen in December. Yes, I like to tread lightly when it comes to time frames, but I felt inclined to read from here tonight. So, in the next couple of months, something might happen for some. See? Um, well, Allie, as you said that, look, what's on the bottom of the deck? Waste of your time. So, you figured that out, right? Yeah, waste of your fucking time. Fuck that shit. And the number right here is 58, adds up to 13. Done, dead, dead in the water. We have give it time, it's in the works. Yep, see? It's better than playing. Like, there's not a lot of actual time frame cards happening here, but they're letting you know we got this. Okay? Like, don't worry about it. And then look, middle of the deck. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Indecision is causing delays. So they're letting you know. And then, ironically enough, again, the number in here, we have 47, which adds up to 11. So you probably really are seeing 11 a lot. 11, 11, just 11 in itself. The scales are balancing, but they're like, but you do have to, figure it out. See, also, like, I can envision, like, the Two of Pentacles, like, that's about weighing your pros and your cons, going back and forth about a decision. They're like, stop not making decisions because you're prolonging the things that are coming towards you. Didn't I say something about that earlier? I was like, when we got that Wheel of Fortune, that was the thing that I was saying. I was like, the thing is, it does come down to free will. You will be presented with opportunities, but you have to actually take heed to them. You can't just sit there and be like, oh yeah, well, I want all this good fortune, and then not do what you need to do. Like, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like me with my dumb ass saying, okay, give myself grace. Gotta stop talking to myself like that. But I was gonna say, I'm gonna say exactly how I said it in my head though. Me with my fat ass eating all the terrible food that I've been eating and shit like that, and then want to lose weight. Like, nigga, make it make sense. Like, your fat ass needs to get in the gym, or at least work out from home. You got fucking. I'm looking at a kettlebell right now as we speak. 50-pound kettlebell just sitting there. Since last year, haven't used that shit in over a year. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, make it make sense. I even dusted that. I dusted off my my smart scale yesterday. I was doing some cleaning. I'm like, oh no, not yesterday, the day before. And I'm just like, oh wow, I don't want to get on you. Nope. I don't need that reality check right now. I'm just gonna continue to clean and do some stuff around the house. So I was like, nope. Nope, I'm not doing it to myself. I was like, fuck that shit. I got enough people who ask me if I'm pregnant as it is. Fuck that shit. I'm like, nope. If I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant with happiness when it comes to all this food I've been eating and spend all this time with my man. Because we love food. We're both foodies. So it's like, babe, stop feeding me so much. But anyway, like, I know what I need to do. I need to stop fucking eating so goddamn much. I'm paying $20 for Weight Watchers. I've been paying for that shit for years, and then I just stopped using it, and then wonder why my fat ass keep getting fat. Like, damn, if all the fat can at least go right here, and that's it, I'll be fine with that. But nope, it goes right here. That's where it goes. Those skinny ass legs, flat ass, and big ass belly. I mean, I got titties. Those always been there. But it's like, goddamn, please, at least like be proportionate. You know what I mean? But let me stop. But yeah, see, I have to not talk to myself like that. Like, right now, I'm self-deprecating for jokes and I'm laughing with y'all or whatever. But, I do have, like, body image issues. I gotta work on that. Right now I'm saying it as a joke. But, but again, like I was just saying, there are things that we have control over. And that, for me, is one of those things. And I know I can do it. I've done it before. I've lost 30, 40 pounds before. Like, but then I get comfortable and I put the weight back on, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, I'm about to be 40 this year. Like, metabolism has slowed down. I am not a young spring chicken anymore. Like, when I had my son, I had him when I was 21. I was a size 2 during my pregnancy. I was still able to fit the same fucking clothes. I was still able to fit the same clothes before and after he was born. People were like, how the fuck? I'm like, here I am still eating pizza and bullshit. And then 25 hit. I was like, And that's when the weight started coming on. At first, I liked it. I was like, oh, ooh, look at that little thick, little thighs and shit. I like this. I like this. Titties were like up high. Oh, and they're still up high, actually. They're doing pretty good for a triple D, I'm just saying. You know, butt was up high and all that. Flat stomach still. I was like, okay, I can dig this. This is the body I always wanted. And then, 27, that's when it started really changing. I was like, oh shit. By the time I hit 30, I was like, okay. Even my doctor was like, okay, bitch, you've been putting on like 10 pounds of weight every year for the past few years. You gotta slow down. I was like, oh, you're right. I do need to slow down, huh? Lo and behold, now I am almost 190 pounds again, and I gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah, before I start, toppling the scales and getting to 200. No, thank you. I'm not meant to be bigger girl. Some people are meant to, have and carry excess weight, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's women I'll be like, damn, she bad as fuck, and they got curves everywhere, thick as hell. But that's not my body type. Like, I'm not meant to look like that. So all my weight, when I do put on weight, it goes into the wrong places, and I know this already. So it's like, that's God's way of saying I need to take better care of myself. Everything goes to the belly, right? That, belly fat is one of the most unhealthy types of weight, because that's like the visceral fat and all that stuff that's around your organs. That's dangerous. I have high blood pressure and all these things. The spirit is calling me to, talk about this for a reason. Somebody else might be going through something very similar when it comes to not just body image issues, but health. Be mindful of what you're consuming. And I have to do the same thing. I literally just forgot that I had ordered vitamins and stuff like that for myself, and then I opened the box from Amazon because I apparently put it to the side and act like I didn't see it when it came in, and I'm like, oh shit, I did buy those, didn't I? So it's like, Spirit's been nudging me, to take better care of myself, so some of you guys might resonate with that. We gotta, health is wealth, baby. We all gotta start. This is a collective, right? We all gotta start making more conscious decisions about ourselves, our health in different ways. Some of y'all might be fit as a fiddle. You know what I mean? Like, this might not resonate with you, but also we're talking about the mental, we're talking about the emotional, we're talking about all of it. The spiritual, right? Health comes in different forms. And that is why Spirit's guided me to say that message right there. I know I'm like cracking jokes and stuff like that, but we got to start taking better care of ourselves across the board, right? Because this is how you guys have been feeling. Some of y'all. Old, tired, right? Run down. I think the next reading I'm gonna do is gonna be a self-help, a self-love and self-care reading. And I've been like kind of putting that one on the back burner for some reason. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna read about this instead. Like, I've been being kind of pushed to do that, and I've noticed that. I'm like, damn, why do I keep kind of putting that one on the back burner? Other messages seem to be coming out and they hit, but yeah, I think that's gonna be the next one. Let me just read these messages real quick. Sorry guys, there's a lot going on, and I'm like, all right. She said 2 midgets. I'm fucking done. Yeah, I can definitely share these boobies, and I have no problem with donating. So we have on the bottom of the deck, we have this here. Ask your angels. So, guidance, right? We did see that kind of energy show up earlier about the temple path, right? They've been guiding you this whole time on where you're supposed to go. So just pay attention to where you're being guided and follow that, right? Between the signs, synchronicities, angel numbers, lyrics in a song, especially those of you who are very, very intuitive and spiritually inclined as well. Like, we all are to an extent. We all are. It's just a matter of, like, if we decide to, like, really hone in on it, we all can do these things. Like, what I do, y'all can do it too. It's just a matter of, deciding to embrace it. So when you, especially those of you who already have those gifts, like, kind of there nudging you, like damn, my intuition is really, really good. Or, like, things happen. Like, I see stuff happen before it happens. Like, You know, you think it's just a coincidence. It's not coincidences. Like, you guys are spiritually gifted. You gotta give yourself, you know, that credit and understand that you're, you know, you're capable of the same shit that I'm doing. You have compromise, balancing those scales, right? But I also just heard, don't compromise yourself. Don't compromise yourself, and don't compromise your happiness, right? Balance it out. Some of you might be Libra. Some of you might be Sagittarius. Getting something there, or have it in your chart. If you believe, yeah. If you believe. It's her that, is it Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, I believe. If you believe. I forgot. I think it was from like a soundtrack or something. Was it The Preacher's Wife or something? I forget. But, yeah. Miracles happening, you know, but you have to believe in it. Some things might happen like in the next year or so for some of y'all. So beautiful. I love that. But definitely got to have some faith, guys. I know it's easier said than done. I get it. I understand. But they were definitely calling you to have more faith. Look, abundance, baby. Abundance. That's right, King of Egypt. I'm like, I know it's because those movies came out right around the same time, and I liked both of those soundtracks. I'm like, I can't put my finger on which one was which. Thank you for that, Allie. And it came out with The Situation Will Improve. It's got major goosebumps. Wow, major. Whew. All right, one more from here. And then I'm going to pull from one more deck, and that will be the end of this reading. I actually didn't think I was going to pull from all these, but I did. All right. Opportunity. Windfall of opportunity coming your way, guys. Oh, my goodness. This is a beautiful reading. Shit. Yes. Once you understand the things that do not work for you, no. Say no. Remember, no is a complete sentence. I said that the other day during the reading. But guess what? You are ready. You're ready for these blessings that are about to pour in. But you have to understand the things that are not going to work for you. Unlikely, right? The things that are not meant to work, you know what these things are. You know what they are. It's just, yeah. Yep, look. Square ain't playing. Let go. The things that you know are not working for you, let that shit go. Because you have to find that peaceful resolution. And that's when you're going to see those changes happening. When you're going to see those changes happening. What is this? Why is it stuck to another card? I'm trying to get it, but it won't come on. Come on. What is this one? Like, wow, this one's really stubborn. That's why. Okay, I'm going to say this right now. The person in your energy right now, they didn't want this card to be seen. Because, look, this is the card that, like, was right there, like, that as I'm trying to separate the card, they were like stuck together, stuck like glue. A year from now, we saw that card already. And this card was like, I could not separate those two cards. That person in the background of this message here, for those of you who are resonating with that romantic part, they don't want you to move on. They want you to feel stuck. Fuck them. But there's no need to worry. You don't have to worry. I won't waste your time. I'm satisfied. Love can be so many things. One of them is trust me, but I don't trust you anymore. Things you say, followed by the things you do. You won't hurt me, no. You won't hurt me anymore. That's a channeled message. You don't have to worry by Mary J. Blige. Yep, don't let the fear hold you back. You are waking up to what it is that you can have now that you've been moving forward. Oh my goodness. That's my shit too. Oh, this person might be obsessed with you in some kind of way. Be careful. And this is why we were talking about protection of energy earlier. I was picking up on that. Makes all the sense in the world now, baby. So let's get like maybe 3 cards from here, and that'll be the end of the reading. I love you guys for being here and tapping in. I'm also getting that some of you guys might be seeing the numbers 3, 6, and 9 quite a bit. You might even have seen them together. Picking up on that, let me know in the comment section if you have. We have on the bottom of the deck approval. Choose to approve of yourself, and others will too. So if you've been seeking validation from other people and shit like that, trust me, I get it because I've done that before, and sometimes I still do. I'm a people pleaser, and I've been working on it. I really have. I'm definitely not as bad as I used to be with that, but whew. I'm telling you that people pleasing shit ain't good for nobody. I can tell you that right now. Don't do that. You have to be able to, again, when I say find validation within yourself, find validation within yourself. Nobody else has that power over you, contrary to what it might look like, feel like, so on and so forth. Like, you have to be able to see that in yourself. Like, yeah, it's time to declutter. And it's ironic because I was just talking about like how I was like cleaning up my house, or my mom's house technically. It says now's a good time to clear, clean, and declutter your environment. So your environment, that, you know, that's the things around you, but it's also about yourself too, right? So, you know, physically cleaning yourself, like, you know, I'm doing actual cleanse. Like, I think I mentioned that the other day on the channel, didn't I? I did. I was saying that some of you guys might be feeling inclined to do like a actual cleanse, like a, you know, liver cleanse, kidney cleanse, or just like a full body cleanse, whatever. So I'm getting that for somebody. I'm doing like, you know, a spiritual bath. I got that the other day too. So, and for others, it could just like literally just cleaning your environment, like your house and stuff, your car. We'll work on that. I need to clean my car. But excuse me. So on and so forth. I heard clean up your act. But yes, I'm also getting that, you know, one of the things that might be holding you guys back, and that might be why they're saying something about clearing, right? Cleansing. We have trust and forgiveness. It was in reverse, but I'll read the card. It says it's time for you to let down your guard and learn to trust again. So some of you guys might be having a hard time with trust, forgiving, forgiving yourself even, and we talked about forgiveness the other day on the channel too. Wow, it's like kind of all back. So you might resonate with one of the last 1 or 2 readings that I did in the past few days. Let me know if you do end up watching it. We have visionary on the top of the deck. You are learning to synthesize all of your creative ideas into action. Interesting. So you're alchemizing, right? Like, your wildest dreams are about to start coming true because of the fact that you're about to start doing this inner work and doing all the things that you needed to do to get to this point, right? With these scales balancing, learning the karmic lessons, and saying, okay, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna keep holding on to this old negative, stagnant ass energy. It's time to move forward. You guys are in the process of doing that. Parting ways. Look, you can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Let's split the deck and what's there. And guess what? Number 58 is here again. We already saw that number, and it adds up to 13. Closing out. Death. It's done. It may be time to move on from this person or this situation. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. You really can't. Some of you might literally be getting ready to physically move. The right side of my nose just went crazy. It actually, like, it's itchy, but it's like also like a almost like a stabbing sensation. It kind of hurts. I don't get nosebleeds, so I don't think that'll be like happening. I don't even think nosebleeds hurt, right? They don't, from what I understand. But whew, like right in my sinuses, like all of a sudden, like jabbing feeling. Like, ow, that fucking hurts. Okay, I get the point. They're just like letting me know, like, you know, there's things you gotta release, right? But it can be for y'all too. Yeah. So practicing forgiveness might be very, very important at this time. You know, trusting the process. You know, trusting yourself again to, you know, I just heard The First Cut is the Deepest by Sheryl Crow. There's a part in the song, she says something like, something about, because I would have to sing like the whole song, I'm not going to do all. Something like, I could have given you all of my heart, but instead someone else tore it apart. And then she says something in the middle, but I can't remember the lyrics, and then she says something, but I can try to love again. So it's like basically, she's talking about, she's been through, painful experiences when it comes to love, but she wants to learn how to try to love again. So, trusting the process, trusting your ability to be able to trust your own instincts, right? You also have core values that came out. Follow your heart and make your values a priority. So that's important right now. Making sure that, remember I was talking about maybe some of you might be people pleasers, because I know that I have that tendency. So for those of you who resonate with that, you know, this is an important time right now to be able to make sure that the relationships that you foster in your life in different areas, romantically or otherwise, make sure that they line up with your core values. Make sure that you're not just following something blindly and, hoping, that people will love you and respect you because you do everything for them. It's like, no. Like, ooh, okay, well, oh, so that's what they like, so I'm going to do it because I want them to like me. Like, no. Like, it needs to be organic. Any relationships that are coming into your life at this point need to be organic. I felt inclined to look on the bottom of the deck just now, and it says creative projects. It's time to get things done. Make your creative projects a priority now. So prioritizing a lot of different things, right? I got a separate message for somebody. Let me know if it resonates in the comment section. But for some of you, this might have to do more with work. I mean, we got a lot of love stuff here, but there might be just that one person who ends up watching this part, and this might resonate. You're being called at this time to remove yourself from a work situation that no longer aligns with where you are trying to be. That's a part of what you're cleaning up. You're moving on. You might literally even be cleaning out your office right now as we speak, so that you can, work on something different, something new that is more aligned with where you're trying to go at this time. That seems very specific though for somebody. Let's get two more, and that'll be the end of the reading. Here we go. Boundaries, yes, baby. Boundaries. You are learning the gentle art of setting boundaries and saying no. Did I not say a little while ago that no is a complete sentence? I sure enough did. So, yeah, confirmation about that. And you might have to sever ties in the process. The number in there is 28 adds up to 10. That's about closure, completion, endings, right? So, moving forward. So it's like, understanding the importance of moving forward from connections that no longer serve you, especially people who tend to, cross your boundaries all the time, right? And don't respect them. You draw the line here, and then they're like, ooh, I'm just going to go 1 or 2 inches above that, ahead of that line and see if I can get away with it. And then you move the line back a little bit more, and then they keep doing it. Like, fuck that. Okay. Yeah. For some of you, you might have been in like I'm getting, in a relationship. This is very specific for at least one person who ends up watching this, but somebody might have been in a relationship where the boundaries were crossed a lot with like cheating and things like that. This person might have even also accused you of doing stuff that you weren't doing. We have obsession here. I know. It's time to get back out. It's time to get out of your head and back into your heart. But I'm also getting along with that, like no longer dwelling upon things that already have happened, right? Learning how to let it go, release that. Don't overthink it, because, I'm getting for somebody, one of the concerns for you when it comes to going back out there, and whether it's romantically or just like friends, it doesn't really matter the type of relationship, but one of the things that you guys might really be struggling with right now is like trusting your own ability to be able to know whether or not you can decipher and determine at the same time. Determine who you can and can't trust, which can be, a daunting thing, right? It's like, okay, damn, like, I'll use myself as an example, because I always use myself as an example. I'm like a human punching bag on this sheet. Let me stop. But no, seriously, like, it took me a long time to say, oh, I'm going to put myself out there again when it comes to dating. I I didn't think I was gonna date again. Like I really like was like, you know, I am okay with the idea of being a cat lady, a fat ass cat lady, like I said. I was okay with that concept. I was like, you know what, I'm fine. I'll be okay. You know, I get human interaction. You know, I have my students. I work at a store. Like, I have human interaction all the time. Sometimes I don't even want to be bothered. So I come home and I'm with my cat, and I can get more cats and be happy. Like, you know what I mean? I was okay with that concept. I really was. So some of you guys might resonate with the idea of like, you know, again, struggling with, you know, whether or not you feel comfortable with the idea of even like entertaining the idea of allowing people into your life, into your space again, because you're like, I don't know if I can trust myself to make the right decision to allow the right people into my life. I fucked up more than once with that, so do I really want to go back to that shit? Or, you know, and that's where the fear comes in, right? It's like, okay, well, fear is not, you know, something that we are going to allow ourselves to, you know, get wrapped up into. We have to learn how to, you know, take our life experiences and the lessons associated with them and move forward, upward and onward, building healthy relationships with people. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not meant to be solitary all the time. I personally believe that. We're social creatures as humans. Like, we're meant to be amongst other people. So whether it's romantically or whatever, that's besides the point. Honestly, we're just really meant to, you know, be around other people, experience love, companionship, friendship, so on and so forth. So if that's something you guys have been struggling with, you know, you're being called at this time to, you know, open up a little bit more. Open up that, you know, I just heard, listen to your heart when it's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. It's like, you know, your heart is yearning for this. You're yearning for connection, companionship, right? So reach out to, you know, close friends and family who you actually know you can trust to talk and vent. You know, people who are not going to judge and things like that. You know, even if it's just for just listening purposes, right? Not asking them for anything, just to listen. I'm getting something like that for somebody. But yeah, healthy boundaries were necessary. Keyword healthy boundaries. But don't close yourself off completely to people, because that's not okay either. Right? Wishful thinking in the middle of the deck. Before I even say anything else, it just changed. There was three people in here and 6 likes, and the number here is 63. So you might be seeing 36 or 63 or variation of those numbers. And remember, I did mention also I was picking up on the number 9, so you might be seeing that too. You are learning how to manifest the life that you desire. This is what you want. This is what you deserve too. This is what you deserve. So it's like, you know, you've worked really hard to get to this point, and the tip of my nose is itching now. So this is like the current stuff. Like you worked really hard to get to this point, leaving a lot of things behind, right? Moving forward so that you can get to, you know, what it is that you have, you know, built that momentum to go towards. So we have, excuse me, the spirit chakra. Whew. We have surrender. Release and surrender all control and let nature take its course. Again, there's certain things we can control and certain things that we can't, right? So we have to learn how to just, you know, let, you know, spirit handle things that we can't. You know, your ancestors, so on and so forth, that are, you know, definitely showing up throughout the reading as well. Just let things happen in their divine timing. We can't control everything. We saw that when we looked at the time frame cards, right? Like confirmation. So it's like, just let things happen. We have power struggle. You may be involved in a power struggle between 2 or more people. You know, I could literally see like a game of tug of war. You know, you ever played a game of tug of war and somebody purposely lets go of the rope, and then the other person just falls on their fucking face, like, or on their back, their butt, whatever. Yeah, let go of the fucking rope. Don't keep yourself. Actually, wasn't there a card that said that, rope, earlier? Wow. How's that for an analogy? I just thought about it. Not. It was not, but there's a rope in the picture. Let go of that fucking rope. Let the people who've been fucking you over and causing struggles and bullshit in your life and conflict. And actually, yeah, I'm getting conflict because the number right here is 41. Adds up to 5. It's like the basically the essential, like 5 of fucking wands energy. All about conflict. Fuck that shit. Let them fall flat on their ass and let the universe handle the rest. You don't gotta do nothing. You don't have to lift a fucking finger. The universe got you. Your ancestors got you. God's got you. Like, you don't have to do nothing. Angel numbers. Right? I talked about that earlier. Signs and synchronicities, right? Pay attention to that stuff. It literally says pay attention. Pay attention to signs. Your angels are trying to deliver a message. Pay attention to the numbers, right? The signs and synchronicities. We have resolve. We talked about we saw peaceful resolution earlier in another deck. This is a period of indecision and inner conflict, and it's time to make a decision. Exactly. So when you make the finalized decision needed to move forward and do what you need to do for your sanity, your strength, your well-being, oh, you're gonna see so many things start shifting and changing. But one of the things that needs to be done first is you gotta let go of the old habits first. It needs to be done. An old habit may be keeping you from moving forward. For some people, I'm getting like codependency. I'm getting limiting thoughts and beliefs. I'm getting just maladaptive behaviors and patterns of behaviors. I'm getting stuff like that. It's a few different things I'm picking up on. When I said that part, my candle went crazy. The flame overall has actually been pretty still. Now, when I said that, it went. And then I was like back down, but like it like went up out of the jar and then it went back down and then like went like that. I saw it in the corner of my eye. But sometimes we have to accept that we have to take accountability for our own actions too. That might be a message from me. I'll take it, being that is my candle. I happen to look to this. Yep, and then it went like this. I said, okay, Spirit, I see what y'all doing. Okay, y'all calling me out on my own goddamn reading. Okay, cool. That's how we moving? Great. Yeah, Spirit don't play with me either. Just saying. So, with that said, all right, guys, I love y'all. And I really hope that you guys got something out of this. I hope that you enjoyed this message and feel connected to it. I hope that if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, all those good things to help this channel grow some more. Slow and steady wins the race, like we were talking about earlier. I'm trying to be more, on here. Like, I'm not like my girl Lottie. I wish she was here. I love her. But I do see like some of the audience from her channel that we met through like the the chats are here, which I'm really grateful for seeing y'all, because I know these are great people to have in the soul tribe. So we're all meshing together and working together to work on these different parts of the path, right, the journey. So I love to see that energy happening and us all coming together to work on these things together. This is beautiful. And I say us because like there are definitely messages. Like I said, one thing with me, I'm an open book. You know what I mean? Like I tell my stories and stuff for the purpose of you guys not thinking like I'm one of these like gurus who go on and like I have everything together and I'm like perfect and shit. I'm sure you guys have seen those type of readers, and it's like, no, I struggle too, just like the rest of us. I get readings done. Like, what? No, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? Each one's each one. We work together, right, as a unit to be able to continue to grow, blossom. So when I see people coming back, it lets me know I'm doing my job here on this earth. I felt called to do this, and even if I only resonate with a few people, hey, at least I know I'm making a difference. I only have 4 to 5 students in my classrooms. The most I ever had in my class is 6 at a time. But when I count how many students' lives I've changed in the past 6 going on 7 years, I'm like, whoa. Might be small classes, but guess what? I made big impacts on those students. Just saying. You know what I mean? Even students who I don't have anymore, their parents still contact me. They have my email address. They have my phone number. I'm just saying. I see in places and they're like, oh, it's so, as I said that, it disconnected and reconnected. So, yeah, understanding that, you know, sometimes we have to disconnect to make new connections. I'll take that as a sign from spirit. How that just happened like that. That was a little creepy. Because that was the first time I did that throughout this whole reading. But anywho, after we were about to hit the 2 hour mark, wow, I haven't read for this long in a long time. But yeah, you know, like I said, I'm grateful for you guys and the connections that we're making together, and I'm grateful for those of you who, you know, tapped in at all throughout this reading, even if it was just for a few minutes. Very grateful. If you end up watching at a later time, again, in the comment section, just let me know if, you know, anything ever, you know, resonated with you throughout this reading. And yeah, with all that said, you guys, what time is it anyways? Yeah, it's definitely about that time for me anyway, because I gotta go to work in the morning. But with all that said, I love y'all so very much, and until next time, you guys, get some rest, take care of your physical vessels and all that good stuff. Take care of your whole well-being, right, and all those different ways that we were talking about. So until next time, which might be tomorrow, you never know. Maybe if I have enough energy tomorrow after work, I might come back. You never know. So until next time, I love you guys, and get some rest. Okay. Good night. Bye.